I want you to imagine something for a moment. Picture a man and a woman sitting across from each other at a little cafe table. He leans forward and starts telling her about his job, his degrees, the places he's traveled, his achievements, every bullet point from his life resume. He's practically reading from LinkedIn. She nods politely, maybe smiles, but her eyes, they're wondering. Her attention is slipping. She's bored. Now, contrast that with a man who sits across from her, looks her right in the eye, and says with a little smile, "You seem like the kind of woman who hides a shocking secret. Like you'd be the last person anyone suspects of sneaking away to dance barefoot in the rain." She laughs. Her eyes light up. And suddenly, there's a spark. Do you feel that difference? That's not just random charm. It's psychology, it's science, and it's one of the most misunderstood secrets about attraction. Because here's the truth most men never hear. Women don't fall in love with resumes. They fall in love with emotions. Attraction isn't a logical checklist. It's an emotional storm. A psychologist once explained it like this: the female brain is wired with something called mirror neurons, which means she doesn't just process what you say, she feels the emotion behind it. If you make her feel excitement, curiosity, warmth, or even playful frustration, you stand out from the crowd. If you give her a boring PowerPoint presentation of your life stats, she forgets you the moment she finishes her coffee. Still with me? Drop a yes in the comments if you're tuned in right now. Now, let's go even deeper. Science shows that our brains are not motivated by facts, but by feelings. That's why advertising makes you cry before it makes you buy. The shocking thing is, men have been lied to for generations about attraction. They've been told, just be nice. Just list your qualities. Just prove you're stable. But that doesn't spark desire. Niceness without edge feels like a safe option, not an irresistible one. Think about it. When was the last time someone fell head over heels because of stability alone? Women respected, sure, but it doesn't set their heart racing. The secret is in how you communicate. Here's a wild example. Instead of asking, "So what do you do for work?" which every other man on the planet asks, try something like, "You give off this energy like you've got a double life no one knows about. Am I right?" Notice how that isn't a question fishing for facts. It's an intriguing statement designed to pull her in emotionally. It challenges her, makes her curious, and suddenly she wants to prove you wrong or laugh with you. Either way, you've created interaction, not interrogation. Are you with me? Type 2 in the comments if you're still watching. Now let's talk about playfulness. If there's one shocking secret I want you to remember, it's this: attraction grows in tension, not approval. When you're playfully challenging a woman instead of constantly agreeing with her, you're creating a little push and pull. Imagine telling her, "You look like trouble. I should probably stay away from you." She'll laugh, she'll want to prove she's not trouble, or maybe she'll tease you back. Either way, you've created a dynamic exchange. Compare that to saying, "Wow, you're so beautiful, you're amazing, you're incredible." Too much approval? It feels desperate. It kills mystery. It signals you've already placed her on a pedestal without her earning it. Psychologists call this value imbalance. And the moment she senses it, she loses respect. Without respect, attraction is dead. Think of mystery as your best friend. Never overshare everything about yourself up front. Leave space for curiosity. When she wonders, what's his story? Why did he phrase it that way? Why isn't he telling me everything right away? That's when you've already won half the battle. Because curiosity is emotional investment. And science proves that once someone invests emotionally, their brain fights to keep that investment alive. Quick check-in. Have you ever tried holding back just a little instead of spilling everything about yourself on a first date? Share your thoughts in the comments. Here's another shift I want you to make immediately. Stop asking, start expecting. Instead of, "Would you like to hang out sometime?" which sounds like you're seeking permission, say, "I'm grabbing a drink Thursday. You should join me." Do you feel the difference? One sounds like a request. The other sounds like a leader making a confident decision. And confidence is magnetic. Science has shown that decisiveness activates a primal response in the female brain tied to safety and leadership. She wants to follow a man who knows where he's going, not a man asking her to draw him a map. And this ties to something bigger, power dynamics. The men who get chased by women aren't the ones chasing. They're the ones who act like a reward. Think about it. Have you ever noticed that the most desirable people aren't constantly available? They're selective. They're scarce. And scarcity, in psychology, multiplies perceived value. When you're not always available, when you make your time feel like a privilege instead of a guarantee, women lean in. They want more of you. They start wondering how to earn your attention. Are you with me so far? Comment 3 if you feel like this is a game changer. But let me give you a shocking truth. The biggest mistake men make, and I've seen it destroy so many connections, is negotiating for attention. The moment you start convincing a woman to like you, you've already lost. Attraction is never negotiated. It's sparked. When you argue, beg, or plead for her time, she feels the imbalance. And here's the kicker. Women don't just want attention. They want respect. Without respect, attraction cannot breathe. Psychologists studying relationships have found that the absence of respect is the #1 predictor of breakup. Think about that. Not money, not looks, not background, respect. So let's flip this around. How do you make sure you're never the one begging for scraps of attention? You use the power of reciprocity. Only reward her behavior when she invests in you. If she's replying quickly, making an effort, showing interest, you reward that with your energy, your humor, your attention. If she pulls back, you pull back. That doesn't mean you're being cold. It means you value your own time and energy. And when a man values himself, women feel it. It's shocking how rare that energy is in today's world and how magnetic it becomes once you embody it. Here's another little secret. Make it her idea. Instead of saying, "Cook for me sometime," which sounds demanding, you can say, "You look like someone who knows how to throw down in the kitchen. I need to see this for myself." Do you see how that flips the script? Suddenly, she's the one suggesting it. And people always commit harder to the ideas they believe were their own. That's not manipulation, it's psychology, it's science. And it works because it respects her freedom while sparking her investment. Let me pause for a moment and ask, are you still tuned in? Drop a yes if you're locked into this. Now, let's talk about neediness, because this one's going to sting a little. If she doesn't reply, do not double text, do not chase, do not act like her time is more valuable than yours. If she's not interested, that's your sign to move on. Science actually shows that when you overinvest in someone who underinvests in you, your brain triggers something called cognitive dissonance. It tries to rationalize why you're chasing, and that creates anxiety, desperation, and emotional pain. Protect yourself from that. Your time is valuable. And the shocking thing is, once you truly act like your time is scarce, women will feel it, they'll respect it, and they'll want to be part of it. Before I wrap this up, I want to give you one more secret. Attraction is not about tricks, lines, or tactics. It's about energy. If you can embody the mindset that you are the prize, that your life is full, abundant, and worth sharing, you'll naturally radiate confidence. Women can sense this. Psychologists have found that micro-expressions, the tiny, split-second facial movements we don't even notice, reveal how we actually feel about ourselves. So if deep down you feel insecure, she'll sense it. But if deep down you feel like a man of value, she'll sense that too. And that's when everything changes. Let me ask you, do you believe you're the prize? Comment yes if you're ready to start living like it. And here's the call to action. If you want more actionable tips to improve your health after 60 and dive into the shocking psychological dynamics of female attraction, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell so you don't miss my next video. Now, I've just given you a crash course in secrets most men never hear. But the real transformation doesn't happen when you hear it. It happens when you live it. So don't just nod along. Try this. Speak the language of emotion. Use intriguing statements. Be playfully challenging. Protect your mystery. Shift from asking to expecting. Act like the reward. Never negotiate for attention. Reward her behavior, not her words. And above all, carry yourself like the man who already knows his value. Because once you do, everything else falls into place.